Interesting. Well, it takes me back to my years of praying for a wife. And my biggest prayer was because I'd seen many marriages fail. And I also had seen many marriages that are not good, that I didn't like, when there are fights in the home. Yeah, so much of conflict. And that's what I described as a marriage that doesn't work. So I wanted to have a marriage that works and go to a point where now I'm like, okay, now when it works, what else? I think, and I thought it's something good to have people know about it. Yeah, out there something is working. I don't know what my wife has to say about it.
It's very interesting how you've put it, that it takes you back to the times of praying for a wife. Because yes. For me, how I would answer that is that it all goes back to the author of this marriage. I have found myself many times saying that our marriage, us going into marriage, was an act of obedience. It was like saying yes to a call. Yes, the emotions are there, and I love you so much, babe. But there is this other aspect of following God's leading, that He's the one that wants us to get married. So it takes me back to what a godly marriage is about. And for me, sitting here, it's a desire for people to see God even in our story. Yes.
Well, where we are, it's a long story of transition from many things. We are working out in our family, having 2 kids right now, almost 4. They're just under 3. No, they're just 3. And looking forward with just parenting. It's an experience to me that is very new, and just looking to see what the world is giving to us. I love the experience. I don't know what my wife would say about that.
For me, in terms of where we are at in life, marriage and family, I love what you've said about transitions, because it now shows that there was somewhere we were at. And babe, our marriage has been in so many places, right? Yes, we have gone through different seasons. And I feel like right now there's some form of settling, rest that we're receiving. And yes, I feel like we are in a season of rest, and not the rest of laziness, the rest that comes with clarity, even in terms of the purpose for our marriage, the purpose for our family, and purpose even individually. Have you ever seen yourself seated even on a podcast? Exactly.
Quite an experience.
Yeah, so I feel like we are in a season of rest, and this is the kind of rest where Jesus takes the wheel, and we see where He wants to take us. And for us, we just obey, and we see what our obedience yields for His glory.
Glory to God.
Amen.
In a very mysterious way, I call it God's conspiracy. He conspired. It was actually on a Jamhuri Day. We were having a party. Celebrating one of my best friends, and also a partner, also my boss at work, son. His birthday is on 12th. So, and she had been invited, You are invited, yeah.
Yes.
And I remember there's this lady, Edna, just told me, there's this lady that is coming. Would you mind to take her from the gate with you? I said, okay, no problem. So we just went out, and here she came. She was there. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, that's when I saw you the first day.
Yeah, it's the same for me. We first met on December 12th, 2020.
Yeah,
and
2020.
we were walking two different paths in life.
Yeah.
Yes, I was still a Muslim, but a Muslim who was still discovering life. A Muslim who was not wearing hijab. A Muslim in her afro, in her outfit, which we will talk about later. That my husband loves
bouncing afro.
Bouncing afro. He
really.
loved to say I was also bouncing.
Yes.
Yes, and you are in church serving.
Yeah, very deep.
Very deeply in church. And
I am still, I guess.
You are you're very devoted to your faith, which I really admire. But the first time we met, you said Edna told you to come and pick me up, which I really don't understand why you had to come, the two of you. But that was the first time I saw you, and there was nothing, right?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, it was just seeing just any random person.
Maybe that's why I'm saying it was a conspiracy.
Yeah.
God's conspiracy, yeah. He conspired this.
Yeah, so that's how we met.
Yeah. Hey, a lot was going on in my mind when I saw her first. See this lady, I wish you can just see the images that are going behind my head, the dress codes, the long socks, don't touch trousers, big shoes, blazers, and I was like, I was just like, okay, this is one of them, God's children, but there was nothing in alignment with me.
In terms of marriage?
Yeah, or anything. I could not think of anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I don't even know whether she goes to church. I didn't calculate anything.
Yeah.
Basically.
So would you love to say where you were at, right? In that moment, in terms of seeing someone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was dating someone. Yeah, and particular day we were actually supposed to meet. So my eyes were focused on the one that I was dating. Yeah, maybe that's why I could not try and figure out whether she could be the one.
Yeah.
So amazingly, she was.
And for me, I was fresh out of another relationship that had lasted for 4 years. The guy was Muslim, but yeah, it ended with very premium tears. That was when we were meeting, and my impression of you, I think, just like you said, there was not much. I just saw a guy with my friend coming to pick me up, and I didn't think much of it.
And I also thought, by the way, she was a very young person, like my sister. That's why probably I gave her the balloon that I was blowing for the birthday. And I'm like, take my balloon.
Yeah, he gave me his balloon.
So though she was asking, I didn't come with anything, okay, have this. So I gave her the balloon that I was holding on my hand.
Yeah, it was also my first time attending a birthday for a 3-year-old. So, and I didn't come with a gift. That's why I was panicking. But I love what you said, God conspired all this.
Yeah, sure.
Because it wasn't making sense
Nothing.
at all.
Nothing.
Yes.
It was actually from God. You see the small the details, not small, let me not call small, but let me say the detailed prayer that someone prays, asking God, I want this and this. When you're fresh, seeking and calling God because of something, there are those details you have with God, and you tell him, this is what I would want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it happened one day, she invited me after some time of nothing, actually, totally nothing. She invited me. I think she can talk about it, why she invited me. And that particular day, after inviting me, we had a lengthy talk. And I'm like, okay. And I was trying to figure out, who are you? Because I was seeing myself in what she's saying that she is. And I'm like, okay. And the things that I prayed for, I could like continue stamping. But I was like, okay. I was left with, who are you really? Because there is no way that package would, you know how you define a package inakuja wrapped so well, and then you want to remove those gifts, maybe they are inside. You unwrapping and like, how did you know it was all that I wanted? So I said, it's conspired, and I'm like, oh. I didn't know at that particular moment, but I came to know later, yes, it's God answering my prayer. This is the answered prayer, indeed. Yeah.
You said I'll give the backstory for why I was inviting you.
Yes.
So I think it takes me back to how now after the first time we met, the next time I was invited to church. So we met on 12th December. Then I came to church on 13th December, and it was the same church you are serving at.
Yeah, of course.
Where my friend Rogoro also goes to. My friend Edna. So when I walked into that church, I had a really beautiful moment when people were worshiping and praising. I had a beautiful moment in the presence of God. In that moment, I didn't recognize it was the presence of God. There was so much joy, so much peace, so much love. I love to define it like it was a hug from God, and I had never experienced such a thing. And I hadn't even walked into that church going to look for Jesus or all that. I just went because nimepewa form. My friend gave me a form. Yeah. And yeah, that moment marked me for life, and I came back the next Sunday. And the next Sunday was now 20th of December.
Bouncing.
Bouncing, and how you love to put it. I was bouncing with joy. I came and I walked into church, and I gave my life to Christ on that day. And that now changed the trajectory of my life. And coming from a Muslim background, the transition was not easy. And I received a lot of opposition, a lot of backlash, a lot of even death threats, which you know about. And I was trying to understand exactly what I have signed up for with Jesus. And I remember even going on a fast. I was so desperate to understand what's really happening. And I didn't sleep the first few months of getting born again. So it was during that period, I remember one of the nights I was awake. There was a lot of fear that was coming after me at night. And there was even a time I could hear voices telling me to go jump off the 5th floor balcony of my apartment, my bed sitter. And that's when I realized this thing is deeper than what I've embarked on. And I remember even one of the nights I almost lost my mind, and there was so much confusion happening in my mind, and I reached out for my phone, and I remember I wanted to call Percy, Reverend Elizabeth, and it didn't go through. I called my friend Edna, it didn't go through. Then the next person that came to mind was you. In that period, you were not sharing so much. I was even like avoiding you because you were seeing someone else. I didn't want. I was honoring what was happening in your side. But that night I was fighting for my life, and the first night actually, before this option of calling people, the first night I tried and I read the Bible because like my life was at stake, and the attack died off. But going back to sleep, like it was just intense. I'm trying to put it in a language I can put. So the next night I felt I should reach out also to you, and I called your phone, and it happened you were on your way to church. It was around midnight.
No, it was like around 9:30, 10.
Oh, it was around 9:30, 10. Oh, when you were leaving is when it was midnight. Oh, yeah. And you told me you are going to church, and I explained to you what I've been feeling and the kind of experiences I was having at night. And you told me, tell the devil that Dan knows. And the minute you said that with so much authority, I was like, okay, I've never had someone say such a thing with such boldness. And it really gave me like some form of confidence that you didn't doubt what I was telling you. You didn't feel like I was crazy. You didn't even ask me so many questions. It's like we were on the same wavelength. You are understanding, yes, this is what's happening to her. And the only assurance you gave me is to ride on your faith. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And when that phone call ended, with my innocence and my small faith where I just said, whoever you are, Dan has said, tell you that he knows. And I remember you said you were going to church. You usually had prayers that night, and you went to church, and it was you and your two other friends, Peter and Richie. And you said you went and you guys prayed for me. You took it so personally, and you guys prayed for me. And on my end, that was the first night since I got born again that I slept throughout the night. And for me, waking up the next day with so much peace, it just shook me like, okay, actually, nilikuwa pabaya. I was not at a good place, but there was peace at night. So the place of prayer and intercession really came alive that night, and I felt so much gratitude in my heart. That's when I purposed and I told God, I really need to thank this guy. And I wanted to do it in an honorable way. So I called you and I told you, hey, can you pass by? There was something I wanted to give you, and I wanted to tell you thank you. And I didn't have much that time in terms of finances. I was very broke. But I decided, okay, let me just go. You said you are busy with work, but you'll find time to pass by. And I went to the shop, to the supermarket, and I checked what I could buy. And I remember I took the barrel bread. And later now I come to realize it's your favorite bread. So that's what I bought. I'd never eaten that bread before. But for some reason that day I was like, oh, this bread looks nice, fancy. Let me just take it and go with it home. And when it got to around in the evening, you passed by. And then now when I came to pick you up, we hugged, and for me it was a different hug. It was very different. It was like electricity. I asked you later when you got married whether you felt a difference, but for me that hug was very different, and to some point it made me think kidogo, but I closed that. I stopped thinking much of it. I left it at that. Yes. So how I knew it was from God, with everything that I was experiencing, for me, God was very loud in revealing himself. The same way the darkness was so loud, God's voice was also so loud for me in that season, the comfort and the assurance. So how he revealed it's my season for marriage, he revealed it in a vision. I'd never had a vision before. But those nights I used to wake up every night, and then in the night to pray, and God will wake me up even if I wanted to sleep. Every midnight or around Sanane, I would be up, and I'll just wake up to know it's time to pray. And that night when I just woke up from the bed, the next thing I'm seeing and I'm awake is you coming close to me. And we were covered with a white thing, the white covering, and you are leaning in so close, it's like you're coming in for a kiss. But the kiss did not complete that time.
Maybe you're in heaven.
Then the vision ended there. And when I woke up, I was so scared what exactly that was. And I started to tell God, I've never thought about Daniel that way. He's even seen someone else. These are not my thoughts, and I really don't want to think about a man that way in this time. And I started to ask God for forgiveness because I really honored my relationship with him as well.
Yes. Forgiveness.
But over time, with what was happening in church, we did the Secret Santa, and I was given your name, and I remember praying and asking God, what can I gift him? And you gave me your Bible at some point. So there were some small hints along the way. And the minute I was open to seeing you as a husband, it clearly all came together. Like there was it clicked. So maybe you can complete on your end in terms of the person you are seeing. It's important to clear the air.
Clear the air.
Yeah.
I would want to say that there was nothing, even when I'm telling her, tell him, actually these were the words, tell him that I know. And that is a very big mistake, that I've known it. Yeah, so that particular night I was like, there is one that is close, Kondoya Baba, and this sheep is under attack. And I am aware that this sheep is under attack. And something that gave me like boldness and, quite violent, like, okay, I know there are Muslim spirits that govern that territory and that realm of religion. And I was like, I've never encountered this. So I wanted, for the first time, I want to kick this. I want to engage a war in this. So I was like, I want to battle. Let me test my strength with my God. So I was so eager and thrilled. Like tonight, we're gonna know who is who. And that's why I say, tell them that I know, because now that to me was a chance to fight. And I knew I was a winner in many battles, so I knew I could win. Yeah. So him knowing that I know, now that this is not gonna be simple, because when I start, I must finish and surpass. So there was actually nothing. It was about me and fighting there. It's about two kingdoms. Then moving forward, I gave her a Bible, yes. It was like, what? No, she has given her life to Christ. I think it was on that Sunday they passed by my house it's actually our friend Edna.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, she doesn't have a Bible, she just gave her life to Christ. And I had a Bible. Funny enough, it was a pink one. I love that kind of Bible, like when the shape, how it looks like. And when I went to look for that Bible, I was like, I want this particular kind of Bible. And I checked in stores, many stores, and I only found one. And I was being told they're out of stock, and the only one that I found was pink. I was looking for black or any other color. It's a pink one. So then let me just carry. But I told the one that sold me, this one is gonna be taken by her. One of them is gonna come and take it. I didn't know who is her, but one of the ladies will take it. But no problem, I took it. So fast forward, I gave her the Bible. There was nothing. I think it's an opportunity to give this pink Bible. And I'm giving it out. Then later on, when I'm in this other relationship, I'm asking some things started happening, and I felt they were off. So when I was like, at one moment I got angry and even went to my pastor and told, Pastor, this is not what I prayed for. With me and you, my wedding should not take long. It is just boom, boom, and we are gone. We are married. Hizo zingine baadaye. And like this one want to prolong with like 4 years. Things were not just working. And I felt like my faith was being challenged. Like, this is not my God. This is not what I actually prayed for. I believed what you pray for, you should receive it. And God will not give you a stone when you pray for bread. So at that moment, I went back reflecting. And I actually went to God with some anger. I would say anger. I was angry at him and I told him, this is not what I prayed for. You need to give me what I prayed for. She was not in the picture. Yeah. And I'm like, that particular moment, and I'm like, now things started, I think, moving. Now that's when the Santa, we were gifting each other for the Christmas Santa. And then she brought me a flower, a plant, and I'm like, she wrote a note and told me to be a good daddy to that person. A plant dad. Yeah. And I asked her, now who's gonna be a plant mom?
You think?
I'm like, yeah, it was just a joke. But from there I started thinking, okay, plant dad. Now, she was calling to us how the plant is going on. And I'm like, there's no plant mom. If it doesn't thrive, it was because there's no plant mom. And I'm like, from those words that I'm saying, I was saying them out of jokes and everything, but something started hitting. Until one day she had a dream and asked me, hey, did God tell you something? See, now the things are shifting. I told him no. I told her no. And okay, she dispersed like that. I'm like, what are you saying? I didn't want to follow. But now those are the moments, and like, this other relationship is getting a break. And I thought, I need to complete this and put it a pause. So yeah, I did it. I called the lady. I actually met with the pastor and told them, they are pastors, and like, there's something that is wrong. And this is not, I actually told them, this is not what I prayed for. They're not the person, but the occurrence of how things are aligning, it's not exactly what I prayed for. And I was fed up soon. I prayed like, if God, she's not the one, just remove these feelings and I'm gone. And then the next thing we call the relationship off. Yeah, and something else was brewing from down there. Yes. Funny, surprising moment in our relationship. Early days.
Yes, early days.
What do you think? Can you go first?
Funny. I think for me, the surprising thing is that you are ready to go on with our wedding, despite the opposition and the challenges that were coming our way. It was very surprising for me, knowing the cost that comes with the man that is going to marry me. You made it so light. And I remember one of the moments when I knew it was safe for me to share with you. I poured my heart to you. I told you everything. Before now, we were planning our wedding and all that. Because we didn't take long. It was just a few months. And we planned our wedding in 1 month. So for us, we were aligned. And you didn't show any sign of fear, any sign, any sunshine, any sign of like judgment. Because I had a history. I had quite a history.
Yeah.
Yes. And for me, that was surprising, and it was beautiful to know that you are a safe space for me, and you have been that even right now. You've been my best friend. You are my best friend.
Well,
Yes.
that reminds me of, there's this should I call it a narrative of church guys being boring.
Yeah.
And this is a person who come from the world, and she's like, I thought she'd be like, you're boring, sijui hata nipea tips more.
Oh.
And she's like, she's flowing with me. The things I'm doing, she's there. And like, she wants to be there. She wants to be with me. I remember one day, we were like, from after church, there was an event I think was happening in church. So a guy came with a bike and I needed to go home. And I was like, I know I'm not a good bike rider, but I just took a bike. I just asked, can I use your bike? And he said, yes. So I took a bike and started it. And she said, she's like, would you mind? And like how she bumped on that bike.
Confident.
I'm like, guy, you didn't even want me to start the bike.
Because I trusted you.
She didn't wait for me to start the bike so that she can see whether I know how to ride. She never saw me ride before. And you're like, I'm telling her, I'm not good in bikes. And I'm like, we go. She was like, that was, we were on another level thinking like, yeah. How did she trust me like this? So, yeah, that was very funny to me.
It was funny.
Yeah.
That we got safe. Where we were going, we arrived safely.
Yeah, we arrived safely.
But you are really good at
biking.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot was happening within me. Yes.
And I pray that I'm showing that trust even where we are at.
Yes, you are trying.
I'm really trying every day to
keep right.
to hold on.
Yeah. Who apologizes first? She does.
Yeah.
I think I do. They wake me up.
Yeah. But in different seasons,
yes.
It's been different. When they are breastfeeding, it was me, but in this season, mostly because they speak and they can walk and run.
Yes.
They run to that.
They come to that for that.
I think he's more patient.
Oh my God. Baby girl.
I'm a baby girl.
Cooking. She does. Yes, me. Yes. That question can be tricky.
I start.
Yeah. I keep it going.
Yeah, you keep it going.
She's funny, by the way. She's funny. Yes. I'm the strict one.
Yeah, sometimes.
Almost.
But sometimes you're also funny. Yeah.
It's as much as we are living, this desire has not come from working, happy marriage, has not come from now. It's not something that I'm thinking now. It started from when I was way young. Because, in Ushago, when people fight those conflicts, you find that, your auntie slept in your house because,
Yeah.
I want them to have a culture, see a culture of a working marriage. Yeah, they grow into it such that it's a generation from there, they'll know this thing works. And it's otherwise, then something is wrong that needs to be worked on. Yeah, not to normalize something else. Godly working marriage is a thing.
What I would love our kids to see in our marriage is the blueprint of a godly marriage, a template that they can also follow in theirs by the help of God, that He may be able to opened their eyes to see that marriage is actually a beautiful institution from him. So I loved the insights, and I love that you are willing to do this with me, babe. I know it was out of your comfort zone. You're not a camera person, you're a behind the scenes person, but thank you for showing up. And that was it from the Karegas. Until next time, bye bye.